What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to Star Wars Lost Planet. In our last week's episode, the group met a mysterious individual on a new planet. After a whole bunch of commotion and nonsense, they were led by this mysterious person to the House of the Mystic. And we are picking up right there where they've just come face to face with allegedly the Mystic, who is an Ewok with a beard and a cloak over him.
Wookie, as a Wookie.
And anyway, you're seeing this house for the first time, and go ahead and describe it.
Yeah, so it's a quaint little shack, but to him it's more than a shack. You know, it's a big shack, and it's got a little hammock in the corner. Below it, it's got a little mat for the little alley cats or alley minocs or whatever that tend to come by. The table in the middle has a blue glowing kind of like square cube kind of thing that he uses as like his fortune teller kind of thing. There's all sorts of doohickeys and in plain sight there's all sorts of levers and pulleys, things that are right next to him. And you see that there's like a little tip jar in front of it, and in Urbesh it says like tips welcome, please and thank you. And there's also a lot of wanted posters of him, but he's since drawn different faces on them.
I love it. I love it so much.
Yes, Mr. Tess Ewok person.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Tetska. Yeah, Tetska.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
No relation.
You're the Mystic.
Yes, I am. Oh, sorry. I broke character. Sorry, guys. I say that in character, by the way. Sorry, I broke character. Oh, yes, I am the Mystic. So before I begin...
Wait.
Yes?
For me.
In the alleyway.
You spoke for the Ouija.
What the fuck? Oh, that's Matt. I was like, what is that noise? I'm like,
where's the child?
Son asked me a question.
I'm so confused. I was like, what? Is somebody talking? Anyway, there's my hand. I go, in the alleyway, you said you could do a little bit of a yourself, insinuating that you're also force sensitive.
Well, let's just say that if I had force abilities, I probably thought I could probably use them. I mean, that's how... dang it, I keep praying. Sorry, this is an off day for me. I woke up too late. I stayed up too late last night drinking. Well, I do have the force. I mean, the force is all around us. It's in robots. It's in peoples. It's in everything. It's in this stick. And I wave the stick around.
Benny walks out.
No, wait. Let me tell you a future. Come.
And while that's happening... I need to know what Eggs is doing at this point. Did you go into the shop and...
Yeah. So even getting into the shop is sort of like an ordeal.
Very difficult for him. It's a very small shop.
Eggs quite often gets frustrated and loses his temper with doors or small objects or things that fall off of shelves or tight spaces. Or loud noises, or when people change shapes, like when they get new hats and they don't have the same shape as usual. There's just, it's a lot.
What about songs? What about songs?
He loves to sing.
Okay, so I say, wait 1 second, and I look to Eggs and I say, my goodness, your beauty is radiant. And I look at her teeth, his teeth, and I notice they're very sharp teeth. I go, you know, that reminds me of an old hymn my mother used to teach me. And
what is him?
I take out a kazoo and I... Okay. And then I put the kazoo away and I serious my face. And then I take out a sonic a toothbrush, the equivalent of whatever that is in this universe. And I look at you and I go, brush, brush, brush. And I grin. Couple of tickly twos. And I tickle him. That's how we brush our teeth all day in the merry old land of Tess.
X doesn't laugh, or he just smiles and opens his mouth and freezes. You know, like when you grab a cat by the back of the neck, he just goes...
They just stop working.
It just stops moving for a minute.
And then I pull a lever and music that is severely off key starts playing. Just nothing goes in tune. There's nothing. Verse 2! Let's see. And I pull a little list out, like my lyric list, and I look at all the other three people and I go, who would fit? Let's see. Who's the grumpiest one here? Yes.
I have a DM now. I was gonna say something.
Yeah,
Yeah, when he just changes the music out of nowhere and it's very unjarring, Eggs immediately just kicks into fight or flight.
Oh, baby.
And he is going to look for something to hide underneath in the shop.
There is a
a tiny little tick.
There
He's
is-
taking.
yeah.
He's gonna have like
he
his
is
ass up with his
freaking
head under a chair.
out. Yeah.
Okay, all right, so you're gonna go under the table to
I will
try and
knock
get under it.
displays out of the way. I
Yeah.
will crash through chairs.
So as Eggs runs into this room and jets under the table, Ilaria, give me a quick history check.
Natural 20.
Okay, so first you had noticed that as Tesco was pointing out the things in this room, you noticed that there was something shining underneath the table, and he even pointed it out. But at first it looked somewhat familiar, but as Eggs crashes into the table, you watch as this device just kind of boom, 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 kind of hits the floor and rolls across the floor. And it begins to make noise, and you recognize it immediately as a Jedi holocron. Teska, you've seen all of this as well, so you just saw your whole setup here just kind of got wrecked.
No! It
I'm
looks exactly
diving
the way
for
it did
it.
this morning.
Very carefully, but I am going for it to pick it up.
Laria picks it up.
I'm too distracted by the very round posterior that is now high in the air.
Yeah, I'm thrashing a little bit when
Yeah.
anybody raises their voice.
Yeah, Benny
No,
has
I'm
walked
sorry.
out.
I tried to pull all the
Ah!
levers,
Alleyway.
but I'm only making things worse. I'm trying to pull the right
Ula
lever to
is
turn
gonna
it
get
off.
down to Eggs' level. She's gonna get down to Eggs' level, and she's gonna talk softly. Eggs, are you okay?
Oh, I don't like it in here.
Okay, why don't we go outside? Would that be okay?
Egg just doesn't say anything. He just doesn't want to like turn. He's just gonna stay where he's at with his head down.
Do you want them to turn off the music? Okay. Looks at the Ewok. Can you please turn off the music?
I don't know how. It usually just breaks.
You're scaring Eggs here with it.
Is there
My love. I
as-
take out my bowcaster and I just fire this at the speaker in the corner.
The speaker explodes in place, just falls to pieces.
Eggs will begin to try to tunnel out of this dangerous situation.
No, it's Sully. You're gonna hurt your nails, sweetie. Don't do it.
I begin raking the ground.
As Egg starts scratching at the ground, there are wires being torn because Tetsuka had this whole place jimmied and wired up. So now there are like just electrical wires just hanging from the ceiling that are being cut.
I tried to get him to stop, but at the same time, a gentleman never touches before things are established. So I don't try. I try to like, hey, can we not do that? There's bombs in this facility.
Seeing him start doing this, Ilaria is holding the holocron to her chest, but she goes down on one knee and says, "Eggs, stop. Look at me. Hold on. I have something for you."
I just glance over like furtively. And they go back to digging.
Listen. I have a hood for you.
You
Would
got,
that help?
You
Would
got
that
me a
help cover
hood.
would that help cover the sound and help you feel better?
The sound's gone now, though, right?
Yeah, that sounds out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. But I'm still saying it.
Yeah. I think that maybe the disguise
Right.
would help.
Stop digging. Stop digging. And let's back out. And you can step outside with Benny, and he can help put on your new Jedi hood.
You got me on. I'm gonna run outside for my celebrity makeover.
I walk over to her and I go, "Did you get me a hood too?"
No, Mystic. I'm sorry. I didn't realize one would be required.
I got a question.
No, what-
During all
Yes.
of this struggle, has his beard fallen off yet?
Definitely. I tape it with like Scotch tape, so it's really not on there. Very, very solid. It's
I'm gonna turn to Ula, and I'm going to extend the cloak. Would you mind helping put this on Eggs outside? I
Come
can
on,
speak to
Eggs.
Mystic.
Oh, that doesn't matter. Eggs goes outside. He's excited.
I'm turning back to Teska immediately as soon as they start leaving.
I say, oh, you found my fortune thing. Well, where's my beard?
Stop. Listen.
Okay.
Listen.
Yes.
I understand that you are the same being who led us to this place, that you are using a clever disguise.
You think it's clever?
Yes, in order to conceal your identity. For someone of your importance, I understand the necessity of keeping a low profile in a
It's not
place
necessary,
where
but I appreciate your kind words. Sweet talks will get you everywhere with me. Continue complimenting me. I maybe one or two.
Well, I have
more
questions because time is short. What is this? How did you get this?
Okay, do you want the sally kind of thing that I pitched to everyone, or do you want the truth?
I think at this point, I'm just going to kind of like reach out with the force and try to like pull back the hood, like pull the hood off just using the force.
My hood?
Yes, without touching, just make the hood drop.
I go, ghosts!
No.
Not ghosts? Oh yeah, pew pew! I had a friend who used to pew pew, but we don't really talk anymore. I had a few friends, I think. We don't really talk to any of them anymore. Talking to people is difficult sometimes when they pass away,
or
especially
when they
like
keep changing
flaming
the topic.
explosions.
Yes, I'm asking,
exactly.
How did you get this?
Well, okay, so I'll start at the beginning, okay? So when I was born, I found my way on Kashyyyk, and my father was a general in the clone army.
How long have you had this? Just hold on. How long have you had this?
And I say, and I look around and I find this jar of water that says tears on it, written in Arabic, and I go, well, I fill up about an ounce a day.
Wow.
A while, I would say. Maybe it's been a while, I guess.
A few years, or
I don't know. Honestly, when you have little reason to live, you stop just keeping track of stuff.
So
yeah,
I understand. All right, so you've had this since you reached adulthood.
Oh, I'm actually past far my adulthood. Most Wookiees don't actually live that long.
But how long have you had this? Were you an adult when you obtained it?
Yeah, of course I was an adult.
All right,
I was with my friends.
Why don't you then start right there? How did you get this?
Okay, let's see. My memory is very bad, especially because I try to drink away my memories. The good ones tend to meddle with the bad ones, and we just they don't do good. Let's see.
And we're gonna cut right there and jump over to Eggs, who stepped outside with Ula. And you guys will see as Benny kind of just has climbed up to the top of a building, and he's just kind of sitting there dangling his knees, I would imagine. Yes.
Yeah.
Just looking up at the sky.
Yes.
Can I see him when I come outside?
Yeah, you'll see he has just sat down at the top of the roof.
Oh, hey, Benny. I got a new cloak, but it's bad, and it's a bad place in there. It's bad. Don't go in there, boss.
Kind of got that vibe, bud.
Yeah, that guy's bad news. He keeps complimenting me, though. He might be a good guy, boss. Not sure yet. But I got a new cloak. I'm gonna put it on because I'm gonna use the force powers.
Ula's putting on the cloak on Eggs and then looks up at Benny. You all right?
Yo, I just need like a minute.
A
minute.
Screaming actually does have some health benefits when you're stressed out.
Ula, get inside! He said he needs a minute!
This isn't necessarily... This isn't necessarily a script. This is... You ever just want to sit alone for like 5 minutes and just think?
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at right now.
Let him alone. We're going to sit out here alone.
Yeah. We're going to leave him alone, Eggs. We're going to leave him alone.
When I say
get out of here.
Eggs,
yeah,
I need a minute.
Yeah, me too, boss. You just take all the time you need. I
Eggs,
won't let
give me a
nobody
perception
bother
check.
you.
Who,
Come
what?
on.
Yeah, you would see
Eggs-
eggs
eggs-
specifically would probably see that Benny's meter is not what it usually is.
Do I have advantage?
On the perception check?
Yes.
No.
Okay, so I get to roll 2.
I got a 3.
Okay. Eggs is too preoccupied yelling about Benny.
19.
Just trying to help
19.
Benny.
Ula, you see a pit droid crew walk by your location, and it looks like as they're walking by, they like stop for a second and they like start like poking at each other, looking at Eggs, and one of them begins to slowly creep up on Eggs, but Eggs does not see because he's looking up at them.
No need to tell me twice. I know when the boss needs time alone.
I am gonna step in front of Eggs where the pit droid is going, pull out my blaster, and point it at it.
As the thing is like getting really close, I need you to give me like a dexterity saving throw.
Do no harm only applies to organics.
Yeah, for real.
For a reason.
That would be a 19.
19. Would you boop it in the nose with your gun?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
as it gets too close, you just like bop it in the nose and it just closes up and hits the floor, to which the rest of them scatter running away. And Eggs, you see this as they all scatter and run away. These tiny little droids that are like 2 feet off the ground.
Oh, see that, boss? No one's gonna bother you when I'm around.
And we're gonna cut back to
Thanks,
Ilaria and
Egg.
Tetsuka, who Ilaria just said, "Where did you last get this?" I believe.
Yeah. I kind of think about it for a moment, and I look to this picture frame on my wall that is a very poorly drawn stick figures of me, and it has 3 other names on it. And then like they're all smiling, but then like my little stick figure, who's obviously the tallest, is frowning, and it's like friends forever, and then like someone crossed out forever, and I just sigh and I go, I don't really want to talk about it, but if you want to take it, you can. The problem is that I use this just to swindle people. They think this is magic. And so I swindle. So if you take it, I can't swindle people, and then I'll starve to death. Which on some nights sounds appetizing. But not in this particular moment, because I am hungry.
Perhaps I could borrow it.
I need collateral, though. So either if you want to trade that big-bodied girl over there, we could do that. If the doctor has a lot of narcotics that make you feel happy, I'll take those. I don't know what that little guy has to offer, but is he into
has nothing
indentured
to
servitude? What about indentured servitude?
Worse. No.
No, he wouldn't be up for that. You're really putting my hands in a bind here. I usually we don't really
came?
barter here. We kind of just shoot people.
What if you just came with it?
Well, you see, the thing is, I would do that, but also the last time I did that and had friends, they all died terrible deaths. It's still quite scarred into my mind.
Oh my god.
So if you can promise that you wouldn't all die terrible deaths, I would possibly be up to that. But I'm gonna also need those narcotics.
No one can promise such things. No one can promise safety. But, and I'm like looking around at all the like levers and pulleys and costumes and things.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of them.
You do have considerable skill.
I am so great at sewing. If you need someone to sew things, me and my old friends, my ex-friends, we had jackets. We all had matching jackets, and I all sewed them, and they loved it. They thought it was the coolest thing ever, and we were like rebels across the back of it because we were. Are you guys Empire?
No.
Good. So we were like rebels on the back of it. It was really, really cool. We would like walk around, and we had like our own theme song. At least that theme song played in my head. Plays a lot more now. And we would walk around and be like, "Yeah, we're cool. We're rebels." And then things happen. People die.
Right.
You seclusion.
So you have considerable talents with many different things.
Thank you.
And you also have this device, and the only drawback to having you around would be that you never stop speaking. I think it is an agreeable arrangement.
Really quick though, I'm gonna just I need that thing back for 1 second. I've actually rigged it to explode if it gets too far from me.
And on that, we're gonna cut back to the other group real quick. Benny, give me a perception check.
I was gonna say Benny was gonna do something first if he could.
Oh, absolutely.
When he saw like eggs, and he loves eggs to death. He's his brother, but at this moment he is just like he needs like quiet. So when eggs and Ula are fucking around with the droids that come their way, he would like kind of stand up and just kind of like walk away, like on top of the building, just kind of like walk like out of line of sight and just kind of like try to breathe.
Yeah. You step away while they're dealing with the droids.
And you said perception check?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
That is a 13.
Benny, as you walk away, you're on top of these buildings and you have a vantage point basically of this entire town. You see all of Batu in front of you, and it's bustling and moving, and there's a lot of things. But even with a 12, something catches your eye. As you see 3 individuals moving through the crowd, very stealthily moving through, just moving around, ducking and moving and weaving through people. And the one thing, well, you cannot see their faces on a 12, but the one thing that you notice is that they are very much wearing Jedi robes.
I would like to... How far away are they?
120 feet, very far away, out in the town.
You said 120 on God?
At least, yeah.
I Force Whisper, which is a length of 120 feet.
Dead.
Yes.
And I say, be you Jedi or imposters? As I'm standing kind of like on the roof.
Now, can you target more than one person with that, or just one person?
Force Whisper is another creature within range, so just one. The target and only the target, so yeah, just the one. So I just I guess one at random, like one, like I don't want in the middle, I guess.
Okay. As you target that one and you say that, the person just stops and turns back quickly, and you see the face of a young girl, not so unlike your own age. She's just looking around, doesn't see you.
I would, at this point, as I see her kind of walk around, I would stand up a little closer to the edge, and like kind of like on that side, and just kind of like stand and like stare and see if she notices me or not.
She still does not see you. She's looking around and puzzled, and then the person that the third turns around and now is looking around, and you could see that this person is saying something to her, trying to get her attention. What are you doing? And they just kind of stop in the middle of this crowd, this moving town.
Benny is going to kind of take a tight grip, kind of like clench his fist, close his eyes, look down, look back up, overhear the commotion of Eggs and Ula, kind of tell myself, all right, Eggs, I think you'll be fine for a small amount of time by yourself. And I'm going to kind of like on the opposite side where they can't see me, kind of like scale down the building, and
Okay.
I guess kind of start trailing them like at a distance and kind of keep my eye on them.
Okay. As you scale down the building, you get down to the bottom, and you see that the third person that's nudging her to move along convinces her, and they both turn and keep going. But you see that the girl looks very puzzled as she begins walking through the crowd again.
Yeah, I'm gonna slowly, from like a solid distance, like 50 to 60 feet, follow them.
Okay. Yeah.
Through the crowd, Assassin's Creed style.
You'll be moving towards a different location that you haven't been before as you follow them. And you'll be
I trust Eggs. Eggs is beefy. I think it'll be okay for...
You'll be tailing them for a few minutes. And at that point, Eggs, you look up again and you see that Benny is no longer there. As you look down and you were looking at these droids, you look back up, he's gone.
Oh, that's not good.
What's wrong, Eggs?
The boss, he took off.
He might needed a moment to take a breather.
Nah, not without me. Wouldn't do that.
I mean, we're supposed to all be staying together anyway. Oh my god, this is just everything's just going wrong.
I won't leave you. Are you okay?
I'm as good as I can be right now. Let's get Ilaria, let's go get the little con artist and go find Benny.
Ula,
I prefer the term swindler.
Ula, at this point, your hollow device is going off.
She's gonna answer.
As you pick up, you see the face of the bobbin in front of you, who says, "How is your investigation going?"
I think we found him and he's a con artist.
Swindler! I shout.
What do you mean
We're
he's a
inside.
con artist?
She'll lower it to show Tesca.
Is
I
that-
wave.
Wait, are we outside now?
No.
Oh.
No,
They're,
she's
they're
going
like
in
in
to
the.
show it.
Yeah, you
She's
guys.
going,
They're
like,
outside.
put it
You
Oh,
guys are
okay.
still talking. We haven't interrupted your
Yeah.
conversation at all.
No,
Oh, sorry.
she just kind of gives a view of
Is
Tesca.
that? Oh my word! Is that?
What?
Did you get his name?
His name is like Tesca.
Daddy, come on.
The timing was perfect.
That is impossible. How is Tetsuka alive?
You know this little Ewok.
Yes, I know that Ewok.
Oh, it's him. Sorry, that was out of character.
Okay,
I recognize the
wait.
character.
Okay, how do you know? How do you know this Ewok? How?
I've known him for years, though I haven't seen him in 3 years. He was pronounced dead when him and his team were killed by the Empire.
Well, he's apparently alive.
That is wonderful and horrifying news. Bring him to the ship.
No.
And Ula, be careful. There are Imperial spies here on Batu.
We're
Seems-
trying to get out of here as soon as possible, but Benny went off. So
It seems they got word of a mystic, and they are here looking for him as well. We must protect him.
great.
And now
Well, let's just hope this little Ewok can hold his weight and then just hangs up.
and we'll jump back to Ilaria and Tetsuka, who are still talking, and who didn't hear any of that.
Yes, sorry. Yeah, I take a little explosive I put at the bottom of the holocron, and I look at it and go, you know what, this was actually the detonator when I take something from my pocket, and this was the explosive. That would have been bad. And kind of wanted. And I just flick the explosive over to the corner and put the detonator back in my pocket.
My God.
You
Wait a
seem
minute.
to
Nope,
act-
I did that backwards. I flicked the detonator and put the explosive back. Yeah, you know, that's what it is. Yeah, and so I look at the holocron and I'm like, all right. Well, yeah, I think we have ourselves a deal. All the narcotics I can drink and or use. Do you have a back to tank, by the way? I like taking back to bath. Back
I don't know what any of those things are.
a back to tank, right? Right. I like laying in them.
Will you just come with us and in exchange for allowing me to use this?
Only if I can see what you do with it, because I'm very interested to see what you can actually do with it.
Deal. And I sit down immediately in the middle of the floor, cross-legged, and set it down, and I focus on it, and I start unlocking it.
Okay, I get a little baggie, like a little duffel bag, and I start putting all my costumes inside of it.
Okay. Ilaria, give me I would say religion check, but I don't think there is one in this game, is
Lore.
there?
It's
Lore,
is
that's
what
it.
it's called. Yeah.
God. D&D and me.
I got another natural 20.
Oh, that's disgusting.
do
As
you
you
know?
as you sit down and
Sorry.
you begin trying to open the holocron, meditating. Tetsuka making noise as he stuffs a duffel bag full of things. Before we get to that, I just want to know what Eggs is doing. Where is Eggs? What does Eggs do? Well, this is before I do this.
Higgs is sort of just following right now. He's sort of lost without, Benny being there. He's sort of just like not panicky, but just like looking around. He has sort of abandonment issues, and Benny doesn't usually leave him on his own, so he's a little nervous.
So you're just gonna hang tight with Ula and the others for now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Are you gonna go back inside?
No,
or
I'm
poke your head
I'm gonna like just post up outside and pretend not interested, but very poorly.
Okay. Ula, you get the idea that he's not interested. Ilaria, with a nat 20, you go to open this thing, and you immediately realize that it has horrible damage to it. It is horribly cracked, and it seems broken. And there is definitely one of the edges is just broken straight off of it, like it was blasted or something. But as you are channeling the force, what is there just kind of cracks into place. And for a moment, for a split second, you see a vision appear before you of an old-ish man, somebody you recognize instantly, the full body of somebody that you know to be Kaitan. And with that, it snaps shut, breaking into 5 pieces in front of you. Tetsuka, you see that the holocron is broken into 5 pieces.
Mm-hmm. I look at it and go, I figured that was going to happen. I hit that thing with a hammer so many times trying to turn it on and it didn't work.
Tetsuka, also, as the vision of that man appears, you recognize him as well, as with your tampering, you've seen this person pop up from time to time, sometimes speaking, sometimes not, sometimes slurring words as it's not projecting correctly. But yeah, you recognize who this person is too.
Oh, okay. I look at it and go, it's, and I wait for her to say something.
Ilaria, for the first time this entire time, I know none of you guys are there to see it, but her face is actually like shook. And she sits there for like 2 seconds, but completely ignores Tezuka and starts like scooping up the pieces and like desperately shoving them in her pockets.
Ilaria,
the deal's still on, by the way, just because you broke it.
Ula, if you were standing in the doorway, you would have just seen this, but you don't recognize who that person is. But you saw her sit down and channel the force to get this thing to work. You saw this image appear. Eggs, if you would have turned around, you would also have seen this, but I imagine you're looking the other way. And with that,
Yeah.
I just want to cut to Benny real quick, who's been moving through the crowd, keeping pace on these people. Benny, you're a good 15 feet away. They have not noticed you.
Okay.
And eventually
Yeah,
they stop at a location, and the 3 of them, because there are 3 of them, just kind of like hunker down, looking around to make sure no one is watching. So give me a stealth check.
Stealth for me. I'm decent at stealth. That is a 21.
Yeah, you
math.
blend into the crowd and they don't see you. And eventually they go over and beep, beep, boop, boom, a door opens up and they all go inside as quick as they can. The door is open for a split second. What do you do?
Benny at this point is very emotional because he finally found somebody that's force sensitive for the first time and forever, like literally ever, and thought that he might have found somebody that could help show him the ways of the force. Turns out that's not this case. Then he gets news of Mystic, who may have force sensitive abilities that may be able to help him complete his training or find the ways of the force and find answers to how he can become a better person and just hero or anything to avenge or bring, a just cause to the death of his fellow Jedi. Takes a deep breath, and before the door closes, as it's closing, he opens his eyes and he phase walks through the door.
Okay. You appear inside, and as you look around, the lights are out. It's dark in here, except for like a couple of little hanging lights that are waving back and forth.
I have an ideal of the hunter feat because of my time growing up, so I have dark vision up to 60 feet.
Okay, yeah. So you could see what all you see is junk. It is tons and tons of junk hanging by nets and in racks and crates, just metal and plastics and covered in dust and dirt, oil stains on everything. There's oil all over the floor. You watch as these people hurry to the back, except now they're holding a big sack, carrying it on their back and running to the back room. What do you do?
I continue to kind of like, I guess, weave in and out of like the trash and the junk, you know, kind of being stealthy at the same time, but also kind of like keeping my hand kind of like by my vibro rapier, not like directly on it because of my what is it? I have the force blade bond, and it doesn't have to be a lightsaber; it can be a vibro weapon, so I can just kind of like call it to my hand whenever. So just kind of like at the ready, just sneaking, trying to get myself closer to kind of see what's going on.
Give me a stealth check because now you're moving through.
Yes, good at those. 16.
16. Benny, as you move through the room trying to follow them, you kind of kick a little bit of junk, which makes a noise. And you know definitely that made noise. And then you hear kind of stillness immediately sweeps over the room.
I just kind of pause, knowing that I've probably revealed that somebody else is here, and to just wait for a response. Kind of like keep myself like alert and ready, but also just like waiting for somebody to either speak out or like kind of pop up in front of me.
Give me a perception check.
15.
Benny, as you stand there, you just kick this crap on the floor, made some noise. The room goes still. A beat, another beat, and then you hear as you hear the sound of a lightsaber ignite from another room. And I want to jump back over to Ilaria and Tetska and Ula, who are currently sitting on the floor. You guys just went through, had that whole thing. And what would you like to continue?
I'm scooping up the pieces and putting them into my robe pockets as quickly as I can. But I've not said anything, and I'm still kind of like zoned out, not responding to any of Tezka's babble.
A little hurtful you would say babble, but you know, I understand. So that's fair enough. So I look at all that. I have everything all ready. I leave some food out for the little Minox and the little creatures that are going to come by. And I throw the bag next to me, and I have it. And I got my bowcaster, and that's all my worldly possessions. I say, and kind of get a somber look on my face, and look at this place and go, probably going to burn this thing to the ground. So we should probably step outside.
What?
Yeah.
Why would you burn it?
Okay, so you know when you have like a bad memory and you try to like bash your brains in to get the bad memory out?
No.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, Laria.
See? It's always, she's got brains and bronze. Ladies, you might want to take some advice from her.
No. We are not committing arson.
Mm-hmm. It's my property though. So is it arson if I burn my own stuff?
Teska.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There are Imperials here.
Mm-hmm.
We need to go. You have a friend on the ship who hasn't seen you in about 3 years.
Who is it?
What was the race of the guy again?
The Bothan.
A Bothan.
I don't know any Bothans. Does he like me? Did he say nice things about me?
It was a mixed review.
Fair enough. I would say he's definitely not a liar. If that's any condolences to you.
However, our biggest concern is we need to go find Benny. Benny is not back yet.
Who is Benny?
The little emo one. That's my best friend.
You think I'm emo when I'm your best friend?
I don't understand the question.
You are so sweet, but this could never be. This could never be. And I stare longingly.
Makes sense.
And then I start walking off.
Do you even know where we're going?
I stop in the middle of the street. Well,
exactly.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And what is Ilaria doing right now?
Ilaria has sat for a few seconds and kind of collected herself, and then gotten up and walked out. But she's staying like quiet into herself, staring at the ground a lot. There's kind of a demeanor change about her to very introspective and aloof, more than usual.
But did you step out onto the road?
Eventually, yeah.
So you'll be the last to step out onto the road.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check, Ilaria.
Not great. Oh, okay, better. 15. Because +5.
15. So Ilaria, you're back on the main road, and you can see up ahead there's stairs leading up, back to where you were before. Where there's a restaurant over there that they were at. And as you look up, leading through this crowd of people here, but at the top of these stairs, you see that there are two individuals wearing scholarly outfits, and you see behind them is that individual who you keep seeing reappearing in different places, kind of stalking them, moving in on them, creeping up on them. You see this is way off in the distance. And you see that this person just goes up behind one of them and just snaps their neck. The body drops, hits the floor. She pulls out a lightsaber and just cuts through the other one into pieces. And then as you blink, the two of them are standing there fine again, like nothing ever happened.
Okay. I'm going to walk that direction, but reaching out with the force to see if I can feel any kind of force activity, I guess.
So are you walking in front of your group?
Yeah, I'm broken off. I don't care about
all
them
of
at
you
all.
are
I'm not
all of you
paying
watch
any
as
attention.
Ilaria
I'm
just like beelines ahead of you all.
Yeah.
Real
What?
quick,
Where are you going?
I turned to Eggs before we leave, and I said, "Do you like explosions, Eggs?"
Boy, do I like to go fast, I like to go loud.
I give them a detonator, and I say, "A gift." Press the button.
He gives me a detonator?
Yeah. Press the button. Press the button.
Benny's not there, and I
Benny-
just...
No,
I
eggs,
don't know.
eggs, no. What would Benny do?
Oh, Benny
Probably press
would
the button.
Benny'd say, "Fuck you guys," and leave.
Exactly.
would
So
That's my
exactly.
boy.
Exactly. So
Would.
let's go. Let's just go.
All right.
Eggs.
I'm gonna break the detonator.
On purpose or accidentally?
On purpose. It seems evil. I'm gonna break it.
Give me a
Seems wrong.
strength check.
Can I do a sleight
or
of hand?
athletics. Well, if you've already handed it to him and he's
No,
holding it,
I'm holding it. I want him to press the button.
Oh, 17. I mean, if he's holding it and I reach out and can touch it, I would just...
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, he just reaches out and crushes it. But I'm gonna have Tesca give me an insight check.
1 second. 10.
Yeah, you don't know if he was trying to break the detonator or push the button. You genuinely don't know what he was trying to do, but it's broken.
I go, strong grip. I like it.
Oh,
well.
don't
Explosions for
like
another
that.
day.
Benny doesn't want me to get us in trouble.
Exactly.
That's true. That's true. Benny doesn't want that. I do. But Benny
And with
doesn't.
that, we're going to cut over to Benny, who just heard a lightsaber ignite in another room. And in that other room, you see a color of green is just illuminating that room.
Color of green.
The color of green.
I'm gonna speak out. Hold on 1 second. Let me get my translator up real quick.
Oh boy.
Going for basic?
No.
Wow.
Just speak Huttese
No,
again.
I speak to myself, just very like just like under my breath. I go, Lord the Bongo J Tuisha the Ish Meka Bu Re Oesigon. which is hut for Master Bongo. I hope I'm making the right decision. And I reveal myself.
And what do you do to reveal yourself?
I just kind of stand up from where I'm like hiding behind and kind of like stand in the center of the room.
And as you stand up, revealing yourself, you see that there are a bunch of workbenches here in this room. There are tons of them scattered around the room.
I don't see like the green hue.
Oh no, you still see the green hue. I'm just saying in the room that you are in, you haven't gone into their room. But in the back room, the room that's illuminated, a person steps out and you recognize it's the girl that you had seen on the street. And she's holding up a lightsaber. Who the hell are you?
I'm gonna then force whisper to her and say the same thing I said to her when I was on the building. I say, be you Jedi or be you imposter?
I am no Jedi.
And then I speak out. And who are you?
Oh, and that response was spoken out loud. She doesn't use
I speak back
okay.
out loud.
Just being clear.
Then who are you?
And you see two more blades ignite from inside the room, a blue and another green. And you see two more people step out, and they're also humans as well. The second of which was the other one you saw on the road. We are the Gatherers. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode, everybody.
I thought you were going to say Ascended, and Benny was going to be like, fuck.
We are the what? We are the what?
We are the
Gatherers.
Gatherers. And
Love
good
that.
night, everyone. That was a lot of
Don't like
fun.
that.